How many times a day should you eat for optimal fat loss? Is it 6? Is it 5? Is it 4? Is it 3? Is it 2? Is it 1? Is it never again? Hi, I'm Dr. Derek Alessi, author of Lose Fat Forever, The Bermuda Triangle Diet, host of Live It Fit Now, and contributor for USA Today. And how many times a day should a person eat if they're looking to lose body fat? Now, the answer depends, and it's also changed over time. In fact, I'm the first one to admit that for many years, this is my 26th year in the health and fitness business, for many years, I was a strong advocate of eating small but frequent meals, about every 3 to 3.5 hours, stabilizing blood sugar level, eating consistently throughout the day, not dieting, not restricting calories, and keeping your metabolism going. Does that work? The answer is yes, but it works for people generally that are very active, younger, have a lot of lean muscle tissue to start with. What we've noticed over time is that if you do eat frequently, your insulin is always a little bit elevated, even with proper nutrition. I'm going to talk about that in a second. But if your insulin is always a little bit elevated, it's something called the Maillard effect, which basically means your body's kind of cooking itself from the inside out. So it's not uncommon if you do eat frequently, about every 3 hours or less. So you're eating maybe breakfast, snack, lunch, snack, dinner, snack all day long, that it's a little bit tougher to drop body fat, especially as you get older. So if you're noticing that you're doing it and you've always done it, but maybe you're even more conscious now than ever before, but it's harder to drop body fat, that is one of the reasons why. The second thing with this Maillard effect is the fact that it can give you a lot of inflammation, especially in the joints. So people will recognize and report that sometimes their knees or their shoulders or their hips or their neck might be a little bit more tight than at other times. Once again, a little bit of cellular inflammation. It can also increase the inflammation inside the vessel wall, which is not optimal. And lastly, it can also cause some of that as well inside your organs. So how often should a person eat? Well, this is something that really should be discussed on a one-off basis because, once again, as I said before, the answer really does depend. If I'm working with somebody that's an absolute beginner and maybe they've struggled and their body fat's very elevated and they're just starting off and a lot of work is to be done, the answer is I'm really just trying to have them make good choices. As long as the selection and the food choices are good, they're going to see success. We want to get the ball rolling. It's kind of like in school. You go to see your teacher, and if you're not passing, the teacher says, hey, first you have to decide and go to class. You have to show up, and you have to kind of pay attention. That's exactly what we're looking to do initially. So it's all about food choices. But over time, the choices and selections can get more fine-tuned, and the meal frequency can be a little bit more spread out, so there's fewer meals per day. Ultimately, if somebody's more advanced or intermediate to more advanced, we're looking probably at 4 meals per day. If something's very advanced, it once again depends on so many other factors: the number of workouts that you're doing per day or per week, how long that activity is, how much lean muscle tissue somebody has on their body. It can be 3 times per day, sometimes under certain circumstances even fewer than 3 meals per day, but it all does depend. So once again, the small frequent meal has kind of come under attack a little bit. If you're just a beginner, it's not a bad place to start, but otherwise, we do want to watch meal frequency. I am now, and for the last 3 years, been reporting to all of my private clients in general for them to eat 4 meals per day. They're having breakfast, they're having lunch, a snack, and dinner. Couple things. Number one, I really don't want any of them eating after dinner. Yes, the schedule can fluctuate and it depends on somebody's schedule. And also, two, a general rule of thumb with a lot of my clientele is they exercise fasted on an empty stomach so they can burn the most amount of fat per each and every workout, which is so important because it adds up over time and your body becomes a leaner fat burning machine. There are so many different things, but instead of just doing that, if you want to know personally yourself and you really want to break this down, click on the link below to contact me for a personal fat loss and fitness consultation, and we'll take a look exactly at your schedule, at your circumstances, what your goals are, what you're looking to do, what foods you like, what foods you don't like, and how that falls in the continuum, how frequently it is, and what the food selection is. That's just but one of many things we'll take a look at, as well as your skeletal alignment, how to exercise if you have problems with your shoulders, your knees, your back, your head, your neck, where you should be getting with your workout program, where you should be getting with your diet, where you should put it all together. There is so much to do. I don't want to get into in too much detail right now, but click on the link below and we can really break it down and get to work. So hopefully today this video served you. Watch your meal frequency for better results. I'm Dr. Derek Alessi, asking you to make the most of your life and live it fit.